How do you learn who you really are? It's not found in books, it's found on the battlefield. We're live, baby.
There we are.
We're on. All right, guys. So, welcome back to Battlefield of Mind. It's Sunday. We're just chilling today.
Just hanging out.
And I haven't gotten a chance to really do like an episode with my girl.
Yeah.
And so, when I talk about my baby, it's we're on our day off. We're both lazy it up. Like,
It feels good.
Yeah.
We're just casual. It's good.
Good. Let's just hang out. But I think it's important for you guys to understand and or see, like, well, what does some of these healthy relationships look like? And this is one thing that her and I have been noticing when we work with people is we ask them like, well, who's teaching you how to do healthy relationship, or what's your role model when it comes to a relationship that's solid? And like the most common answer that we get is like, you guys. And I'm like, we got a lot of work to do if we're the only couple you've ever seen that's not killing each other.
Right. Yeah. It's so true.
So it's gonna be pretty frustrating. So we figure we'll just hang out and just show them like what's a healthy couple look like when they hang out with each other. And we have a lot of conversations and we get into a lot of deep stuff. But I'm gonna kind of toss it to you because I talk about the guy stuff so often, and a lot of the female things that I do notice, if it comes from a male, it's easy to be judged.
Yeah.
It's judged very quickly, like misogynistic or controlling or whatever. But it remove all of that stuff and see it from like, well, what kind of girl is this guy with if he thinks it's about women? And like, we got 5 girls here. I got 3 teenage daughters. We got your cousins here. You're here. I'm the one guy in a girl house. So either I'm correct or you guys have all made me misogynist. One of the two things.
Yeah. Which is it?
Yeah, right. So let's see. From your point of view, what does this dynamic look like from my baby's point of view?
Yeah. And it's funny because I talked about this before, and we didn't even share what we were going to be talking about before we jumped. We literally is just like you guys are hanging out with us in our living room, I feel like. But you are the example of such a strong leader for our family. And like you said, having so many girls in this house, you do such a great job staying solid, but also fair, supportive, loving. And did I already say the structure? Like holding together the structure, which is so needed. And there was a time where I was trying to do all this stuff by myself, and it doesn't function well. It was total chaos. I would call it structured, but it was not, if I'm being real. But that's how you really step up and help lead the home. And for me as a woman, it's so, I'd never experienced that in my life, so I didn't really know what to expect, but it is the most safe and secure feeling I've ever felt in my life. And I know that it's exactly what the girls needed to.
Everybody calms down so quick. Even today, they were getting hyped, and I was like, "Ladies,
Yeah.
hey, be nice to each other. It matters. Like, calm down." Everybody kind of just toned it down. Like, there's no discipline.
I just have to look down the direction of the hallway like, you want me to, because usually they're messing with me because as a mom, I have wavy lines. And I know that about myself. And I used to be so hard, like, I don't have wavy lines. It's like, no, it's okay. Like if you have the structure of a strong male in the house, it will allow you as a woman just to be the fun, the nurture, the playful, like to be almost like a little girl. Like you're being able to experience that again, with your kids. And it's such a beautiful thing because you take on the structure and everything I was just saying, which allows me to be more of that feminine role in the house. And
what does that mean? Because like me describing is different than you describing. What's the feminine role mean?
Someone, first of all, that's kind, like so kind, nurturing, the giver, like to be able to be a mom and be a wife that's able to give and support and to love and to care. Like I've never met one person in my entire life, men or women, that if you say to any of those people, how do you feel about someone that has these characteristics? Or how do you feel when you're able to give these to others? And everybody's like, I can imagine anyone would be like, oh no, I feel horrible. No, you feel so good. Like that truly, for me, it feels like, no, that's what life is supposed to be. Like it's so simple. But being caring, being nurturing, being the mom, being the wife, like being the helper, being the just the support role um is incredible. Like it's a good role. It's a good role to have because I haven't always had this role. So it feels damn good.
What's your stress level like when you don't have to do what I've noticed, and this is maybe you can correct me.
Yeah.
I've noticed working on the women's side that if they have to do more than they would like to do, it goes in rounds immediately to everything. Like it goes like immediately from like, oh, this isn't what I want to do, and then it goes immediately to everything.
It's not everything. It's not.
Even if they're
It's
not a
not. It's
provider,
not.
not a
It's not.
protector, they
I,
don't
I'm
provide anything, but
I'm
they immediately are doing
no,
everything.
no, you're not. No, you're not. And I will say this in high confidence. I'm a woman that'll run circles around many women when it comes to work. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, we have a household. I also work full time. I'm a leader at my work. Like I support other people. Um, and now I'm kind of looking at the word leader differently too, based on the conversations we've had. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But um, you're not doing it all. Your mind is telling you you're doing it all, but make a list and write it down. What are you physically doing or what do you feel like you're doing? Because it's not everything. It's not. And I've been a single mom with 3 kids. And there's times where I'm like, I feel like I'm doing everything. You can't physically do it everything. So what is everything, first of all? Because you're not doing it all. You feel like you are, but you're not doing it all. But also, in that same breath, this is why I strongly believe that men should be leading the households. Like, and I know that that's not the case for many people out there. Like, there's a lot of single homes, there's a lot of single dads, there's a lot of single moms, and it's heartbreaking. I was one myself. Like, it's tough. But if you're in a relationship and you're saying you're doing it all, I'm telling you you're not, and you're just not. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
And
I like too that well, this lady doesn't know. She probably only works like 20 hours a week and acts like she knows.
yeah, let me
Like you
tell
see
you.
how I just talked how it's like immediately judgment.
Yeah.
She's a six-figure earner. Like she's not like this isn't like a part-time gig where she makes no she does very well in comparison to just societal setups. Like she does
But
well.
yeah, and even that's the case. Like, we didn't even have to say that part. This is what I will tell you, okay? I don't tell anybody usually. It's usually him that's saying something about like how much money I make. To me, it means nothing, okay? Like women being a six-figure earner and going after it and doing the boss babe thing, like who the fuck cares? What are you doing with that money? Like I'm at a point in my life where it's you and I are both very big givers. We give to people just in general. If I have all this money, how am I giving it? Like, what am I contributing to society? And maybe it's not financial, but maybe it's, doing kind gestures, And I think we're living in such a world right now where it's such a meme. And I know we're living in a mentality because I see it that it's a me mentality. What can I get? It's I'm going out for me. And I see women doing this all the time. How can I serve myself? We are not put on this earth to serve ourselves. We're not. There's a higher purpose, right? And for us, you know, we serve God. That's who we serve. And it's very proud about that. We don't serve ourselves. We serve God. And I think in society right now, people are serving themselves.
I think that the way you're saying it, I would almost change the word serve the way you're using it to worship.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Probably change the word worship. Like, it's not to say we just serve guys. Like, well, what do you worship shows you where your moral compass comes from. It
Yeah.
shows you where your values come from. It shows you what it is that you covet and love the most. And you start seeing like, well, where does your moral compass of growth or development come from? It's like, well, whatever I want. I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, but this also I think comes with disorders. And whenever I look at the psychology of the disorders, the more I see people worship themselves,
Hmm.
the more likely there's massive disorders around depression, anxiety, PTSD, control issues, lack of love. You're seeing people who are just destructive across the board because they think they have to do everything on their own. And I think that instead
Hmm.
of saying serve, I think worship seems to be a
Worship.
bigger indicator.
Yeah, and it's sad, and it's the world we're living in right now is just it's so sad because it's become a place and no, I didn't say all, but it's become a place of many serving themselves, even in relationships. You know, there's not a day that I wake up that I'm not thinking about him and my kids. What can I do for them to make their lives easier? I still have my own stuff, yes, but I will make sure like I also take care of my people too. And he's the same way with me. Um, and it just feels better. It like I can't imagine waking up and just being like just worshiping myself. Like it's but I think
What
it's
about me?
no it makes me sad and I know I get very passionate about certain things. Probably because I, have done these things or, like I was saying, being a single mom or whatever, but it's it really is sad to see we're living in it's a broken world. Honestly, we have more distractions and with social media and everybody trying to feed our lives of how we should be living, what we should look like, all this stuff. And for some reason, we're most are very lonely. Like that's so sad to me. Like we're so distracted and we're so lonely. Like there's so many people that don't even have a friend or that don't have how many people we run across that are like, I don't even have anyone to like call or hang out with or to have any type of guidance. Like,
Hear me.
yeah, or just listen. And it's very sad. It really is, you know? And I think that's something that you do so well. Um, it's because you're so good at serving others. Like you really open up your heart and we've opened up, our home for people to come in and hang out with us and stuff like that, um, you do that so well and you're so giving with your heart, your time, your energy, you know. But that's because we also know that that's your purpose, is what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, I think that again, the support element of that is such a testament to you too. And I do talk about this with the guys and the girls where I'm like, what's more important, the vehicle or the fuel?
Yeah,
And we get into the conversation with our couples training, which mind you, we didn't ever start at couples training until we had at least 1 year of like we don't fight, we have this shit down. Like we make sure we do not tell anybody to do shit we really don't do.
mm-hmm.
Like
Yep,
that's my person. Like I know that's my person, and we don't teach that stuff until like we had it down, and we do.
yeah.
When was that last time we got into a fight? Like a fight, like fight, screaming at each other,
I
fight.
feel like I almost want to say like 2 years, or it's definitely
Could
over
be
a
a
year
year
and a
and a
half.
half. Yeah,
Over a year and a half.
we
Yeah.
figured we used to fight like cats and dogs, but
Ridiculous.
my
Yeah.
vehicle wasn't working well. She wasn't purifying fuel. We were not working as a team at all. And of course, control was the center of our universes. I was trying to
100%.
control you. You were trying to control me. It was unhealthy, and we let all the stuff go, and we stopped serving ourselves, and we let it go, and we gave it to God, and we figured it out. Now, again, this is God relationship, not God religion. We're not pushing a certain denomination. We don't. You go to our church or you're a bad person. God's in your bedroom, waiting for you to shut the door and talk to him. Like he's relation, spirit. It's not denomination, it's relationship. And so that's when we talk about like your spirit is already there, just open it up. We did that, just open up, you'll be blown away that he's like, I've been waiting for you to just knock on the door, man. It's just I'm a dad. Remember, good dads don't helicopter. Good dads are like, I'm here when you ask for it.
Yeah.
And he's a good dad. And so we talk about that. Are we working on our vehicle? Are we working on the fuel? And I think a testament to the purpose that I'm doing and the giving and the serving that I'm doing. It's It's crazy to consider doing it without the fuel that you provide. Like you're my why all the way in. And like so that's where I think it would be really difficult. We see Simon Sinek talk about like what's your why? What's your why? And you can start with your own version of it. But then when it starts getting into like, well, get into heart side, get into purpose side, get into like the real meat and potatoes of stuff, the inspiration element of it. If you start going superficial and not something internal, it's it's a car with just kind of bullshit fuel.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Yeah,
man, with you in my corner, baby. Like
got you.
I'm like, what can't we do? I'm like, I'm the vehicle, she's the fuel, God's the GPS. We have a moral compass of
Yeah,
being good or better people for ourselves and for
yeah.
others. And even when we wake up, we know the base level of this relationship is level one.
Mm-hmm.
I will wake up every day and try and make your life better to be with me than if you weren't.
Absolutely.
Not with
Yeah,
somebody else, just
yeah,
period.
yeah.
Like, do I make your life better
Mm-hmm.
or worse?
Right.
And the goal is we make each other's lives better.
Absolutely.
Both.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, I say this when we have couples that have been over to our house and they hang out with us because I think that I'm the first one to tell you like, oh, that person, like, I don't believe them or something seems off or, in social media, everybody's not everybody. There's a lot of liars out there. Everyone's trying to sell something, but no one knows what they're doing either. And it's funny to me, and you're on social media. So this is a very, I guess, contradictory, or maybe that's not the right word, but by all means challenge. But, it's interesting when you see people out there and then you end up talking to people that are on social media, you're like, oh, wait, well, you don't got it figured out either. Like everybody's just trying to figure this shit out, and that's why I think that, you know, for us in our relationship, because we have figured it out. And the love that I have for this guy and for you sitting here is I I couldn't tell you. Like I thought I'd been in love before. That was not it. This is it. Like the connection to love so deeply is incredible. Like incredible. And I didn't know this was even possible. It sounds crazy unless you experience it or you feel it, but yeah,
I agree. I've had a lot of the relationships, and I never did the piece that people don't talk about for heart side.
yeah,
Um, it's not until you 100% surrender. That's why they call it falling in love.
mm-hmm,
Like it's the fall. You let go is a faith element to relationship that people try to control or command, and that just kills the relationship. No, I like we had to say, and this I think this is important too. Any couples that we have met that are healthy, everyone that we've ever met has gone to the exact line of one more inch. I never talk to you again ever. Like they were all prepared to move out. It was over. It was going down. Like we're done. Like we fucking killed it. Like they've gotten right to the edge of the cliff.
mm-hmm,
And then
yeah,
the couples that have made it said, we both can look and see where that goes. And let's never do that to
right,
each other. And we've done that. We went right to the edge. We were done. Like we were done. And then we both looked and said, let's go the other way.
yeah,
And we surrendered. We let go of control, let go of command. I don't control. This is my partner. I'm not her owner.
yeah,
And I think people get in relationships and need to control it to make sure that they're safe and secure. And they think, and this is where it's so funny, they think that controlling you is love.
mm-hmm, yeah.
But it's not. That's
It's
the
not.
opposite of love. It's the love
No.
killer.
Well, and because I had that within myself too. I think both of us, you were control, I was control. Everybody was trying to control what they wanted, what they didn't want. It was nonsense. But um, I think sometimes you don't call it that or you don't see it as that because who's ever shown you what a good relationship is supposed to be? So it feels right. But how are you supposed to know? Because no one ever tells you. Like you're coming from a place of hurt, or maybe you've done a little bit of healing, and like no one shows you or tells you how to do it. And so a lot of times when you may find yourself being a little controlling, you are quick to be able to give justifications on why that is correct, you know? So it's like this game that your mind plays with you
It's a
because
lot of lying.
you don't know,
If
you
you have
know?
to justify, you're probably not doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We had to go through that to figure it out, you know? It's crazy.
So a little bit of a testament to any of you guys who are like, how did you guys fucking, did you guys just start like this? Like, no,
No.
no, we killed it all the way to the edge of killing it and then
Yeah.
realized we're doing it so wrong.
Yeah.
We have to
And
stop doing that.
yeah. And the silly thing is, now that we're out of it, because it wasn't silly then, but it's so stupid now,
Mhm.
um, that our fights weren't, we would fight about fighting. Like, and I'm sure a lot of couples do that. You're fighting about how the other person's talking to you. You're fighting about how that they responded to what you just said. Like
You're not listening to me.
yeah, you're not listening to me. You never
Never
listen.
listen.
It's that was our arguments all the time. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was not, you weren't listening.
No,
And so what would happen when you weren't listening?
you definitely were not listening.
Well, no, I got louder.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
you can't hear me?
yeah.
How about I turn up the
I'm like,
volume?
yeah, you turn up the volume. Now I'm
What?
really extra not
I'll
listening.
freeze. And I'll just freeze. And I'll shut down. And I'm like, like
Literally.
it was nonsense. And now we look back and go,
I
what
would never, yeah,
what were we yelling about again?
right. Never. Like,
Why would we do that? What's going on with us? It's so funny. Now, like we do have a relationship side course. We just went through it and it was very successful because
yeah.
we wanted to make sure that we gave the tools and principles. Every single lesson that we do has there's a thing to practice that's a skill.
Hmm.
And then the beauty of it is now you have to figure out your relationship using that skill. So every relationship is different. And so we're highly accounting for like, no, you won't be us. You're you,
Yeah.
but you're using the same tools, just you guys create your own thing with them. That was very successful. And I think the surrender part was something that's very important.
Yeah.
If you're all in, be all in. But
Yeah.
if you're not all in, you're not doing love
Right.
and you're not being in love. You didn't fall.
Yeah, agreed. And I think the other thing is too, you know, when people are coming in and already in a relationship and it's so silly. We did it too,
Yep.
but both people are maybe not on or not the healthiest, or maybe you've done some work and or maybe you're very unhealthy. It really doesn't matter. But people come into a relationship trying to tell the other person what they believe they should be doing when they don't even know how to do that themselves. It's so silly. Like
Should.
you should. Everything should. Well, you should be doing it that way. Well, what is happening? And it's so silly when you start breaking it down because all of it is nonsense. And then we realize, oh shit, we were fighting about nonsense. How much power did we give these arguments that pulled us away and we weren't even fighting together. Like we were fighting so much against each other. And I think that was a big thing for the couples to understand. Like we don't fight with each other. We fight
With each
with each other. So that's a huge thing. Like if you're a team, you're on the team together fighting whatever that thing is that you guys need to overcome. You're not fighting against each other to try to fix it. It'll never work.
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody starts blaming,
Yeah.
just so you know, if you're the blame thrower, you're not the leader. So
Yeah.
if you think you should call the shots, but you're blaming everybody else, that's the indicator that you know you're not a leader.
Hmm.
The leaders take accountability.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, then you shouldn't be in charge. If you aren't able to regulate your emotions, then you shouldn't be in charge of everybody
Hmm.
else, which means if I'm not okay, I should be in charge of everybody. You're like, how
Hmm.
is the person who's not okay supposed to be in charge? That makes no sense. And yet you watch these relationships that are filtered by fear, insecurities, past wounds, and judgments, and somehow they're wondering why the relationship is full of hurt and not full of love.
Hmm.
And it's like, well, what's the foundation built on? My past trauma, my
Hmm.
insecurities, the stuff my ex did to me, my parent stuff,
It's
and all these other
it
things. And you're like, well, what are you trying to do? I'm calling it love. And, you know, I don't think love is in this game right now. You're still trying to control and change the other person to accommodate your lack of healing.
Right? Not okay. No, it's not okay. Everybody has to do their own healing so you guys can be stronger as a team.
Yeah, I think that everything that hurt you in your past may not be your fault, but all the healing is.
Mm-hmm.
The healing is your fault. You have to do that.
Yeah.
And if you expect another person to somehow be the antidote to somebody else's poison without any kind of conversation, just like, well, my ex cheated on me, so you're not allowed to have any friends. You're like, I wasn't a part of any of that. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And what did my friends do to you? Like, why do I have to do that? Being able to actually have like a full, open, transparent, conversational, trusting
Mm-hmm.
relationship, it's like, it's not telling you what you can and can't do. It's, well, share with me. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I want to be a part of what you're doing. Let's do it together. And there's not any fear.
Mm-hmm.
There's no control. And I think that's one of those things where I'm like, I trust you. We did a thing the other day where a guy was talking about like, oh my God, I'm concerned that like somebody may like try to get with my girl or try to get with my guy. I'm concerned about my person cheating on me. And we both like jumped on it quick. We're like, that's impossible. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, if somebody can get your person, that's not your person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's impossible to steal your person because
Yeah.
anybody with loyalty would never do that. And if that person's not a loyal person, what are you fighting for? To be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't have loyalty for a relationship? Is that your person?
Mm-hmm.
And so she came in. I was like, "Hey, babe, what do you think as far as like the guys out there who are going to slide in your DMs and try and get you?"
Mm-hmm. I just started laughing. I'm like, no one will ever be able to get me from this guy. Never. They never would, you know? And even when I get messages, he knows about all of them and I just delete them. That's all I do. And, talking to the group, I didn't know what he was about to ask me. I was laughing a lot because I'm like, this is so silly because this will never happen. And the guy said, I think it's like, I love how she's just laughing about it. And I'm like, because it was so serious to him, but I'm like, that wouldn't be your person then. I would never, as much as I love it, like, never. Like, you couldn't get me away from this guy.
Yeah.
No,
As soon as I was like, I think I need other girlfriends. Like,
this wouldn't be my guy. I'd be like,
her guy would
yeah,
never need other
yeah,
girlfriends. That's
yeah,
not what her guy would ever do that. And I'm like, what kind of guy would I be where I have to go? I need more girlfriends.
yeah,
First off, having a house of five girls and then wanting to add another one, I must be a masochistic person because I just want to hurt myself. Like,
yeah,
why would I want to add more drama? What am I
yeah,
doing? But second off, our loyalty is too strong. That's my
yeah.
person. And I think it really, I want to testament this. Like, I want to talk about hope for the relationships a little bit. Who we were before we surrendered
Mm,
was incompatible.
yeah,
Just, I
100%.
want to point this out
Yeah.
before my baby goes on. We were incompatible before we surrendered our hearts to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very serious thing to hear us say because once we said, you know what, I'm just opening it all the way, you're all the way in, come on in here. And all the past wounds, all the fears, all the insecurities, all the doubts, all the drama, all the who you used to be, we had to kill the old us. Even me 1 year
Yeah.
ago or a year and a half ago, before we fully surrendered to each other, I look back and find myself unrelatable to who I was before I opened my heart all the way. And I think you did the same thing. You look back and go, fuck, I was hurt and busy and
Well,
just
it
not myself.
it showed me that my mind was unhealthy because what type of guy was I continuing to attract in my life, which is so powerful because we were both not okay. Um, and so that's even, I think that's just a realization I just had now. Like, I was not good, but now I attracted another unhealthy male in my life. Like, that's who I'm attracted to because I'm not okay. And that's been the cycle my entire life. Um, Now this is you are, I'm, no, I'm not the same woman. You are not the same man. Thank God. And now I couldn't be more compatible with anybody because it has to start with yourself first. You have to make sure that you're okay. Like I had to heal from my dad issues, like that I repressed, didn't want to talk about, so many things that you're hurt from throughout your life that you just repress and don't want to talk about, but they come out in other ways. Gaining weight, I gained a ton of weight. I was choosing these men that were not healthy and that were not leading like at all. Like I am, and I'm about to cry. Damn it. Because it always happens. Oh, damn it. Oh God.
Go through it, baby.
I honestly didn't even know as a woman, like the type of guy that you are, that it even existed, honestly. Because my whole life, men had let me down, even from when I was a kid. Like my dad let me down, and I was in a marriage for 12 years. He definitely let me down, right? There's things I'm accountable to there too. I'm not saying like he did me wrong. Like relationships, when you look at an inventory of your relationships that you've had, and you're like, oh, hmm, that's not all on them. I chose the bad ones, or I chose not even the bad ones. I chose who was compatible with where I was at in my life, is a better way to put it. And I hear women say that all the time, like, bad guys just are attracted to me. No, there's a reason you're attracted to them because you're probably not okay. And that's okay. At least you know you have a kickoff point, right? To grow. But I was attracted to people that were not good for me. And when I met him, we were not, we would sell it. We're great talkers. We're not good for each other. We were both hurt people doing shitty things. Like I we always say like we don't agree with the people that we used to be. I don't. Like I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be I mean, in so many I was so stressed out and just a mess, not even knowing myself, just head down, keep working, keep it was a mess. And to know that we have put in the work, figured it out. Because like you said, I think that there were so many times that I already had my in my mind. We talk about all the times like I was packing my bags. I was like, this guy, absolutely not. Like, fuck him. Like, he's not going to treat me like that. Like, there were so many times, and I know the same for him. We are like already moved out. Like,
I packed this room like 20 times.
a
I'm
hundred
like, I'll take this, I'll
percent.
pack that, I'll rip that
Like,
down.
I don't even care. I don't even care. I cared a lot, clearly, because we're still here with each other. But there, I do believe there's something in our story, though. There's got to be a bigger impact in our story to be able to show people that they can also have it too.
I
'Cause
think
I
the
feel like
I think the thing is like
people deserve to have this love, not only for themselves, like not worshiping yourself, but like to be okay, like to heal, but to also have a partner that they can also like have that love with.
I think that it's an important thing to recognize, and tell me if you agree with me or not on this, is that the people that we were trying to pretend to be to get through this life were not compatible. But once we surrendered, that maybe we unlocked who we are because of each
100%.
other.
Yes.
Because I don't think I would have found who I am if I didn't do the surrender to you and have us connect the way we did.
I agree. And it's the same for me. And it, I know that it's bigger than us. I know it's, God brought us together for a reason. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. And like I told you before, like, got a lot of work to do.
I'm very proud of you, baby. You're the best. A joker. I hope that everybody can figure out what we're doing here. And they get to the
And
point with their person that they really feel the same way we feel. Like this is I don't give a fuck if you care or what I say here or not for other people. I tell people all the time, I tell her all the time, I said, everybody else out there, I have empathy for all of them. My heart goes out to all of the people in relationships out there because they've got to be doing it on a harder mode because I got the best girl. So I don't know what they're working with. I got the best girl in the world. So everybody else has to do it with like the second or third or fourth best girl because I got the best girl. And everyone else must be on hard mode. And
yeah,
I hope that all of you look at your person
yeah,
and like that's how you feel. You're like, man, everybody else must be doing this on hard mode because I got the best one. Like,
I,
and I hope you guys look at each other and go like, that's my perfect match. That's my person. And you guys look at each other and go like, dang, that's my person.
yeah,
Everybody else must be doing this hard because I got the best person in the universe. So
yeah,
how are you guys doing it? How is it possible?
yeah, you're absolutely right. And, when I said, like, there's a lot of work to do, like, there's so many broken relationships, there's so many broken families. We both came from broken families. Like, there's so much work to be done to, like, heal people. And no, we're not out trying to save everybody, but, like, how are we able to give back to people to show them, like, there's at least hope?
There's hope. There's hope and it's possible. And I think that's mostly what we're gonna have
It
to do is
doesn't take as
begin.
long as what you think, like,
No,
to turn it around either. Like, if you're like ready to move out, or but you're like, you know what? Damn it.
you got this, babe. You can do
Jeez.
it.
This is literally us, like, half our conversation. No, I'm kidding. Like, I'm more of the crier, clearly. Um, but I think you see so much hurt in the world, but and I know you see it because this is the line of work you do every single day. And relationships are falling apart every single day, left and right. People are, for whatever reason.
I know the reason.
What is it?
They worship themselves.
Mm-hmm.
There's really only I don't care how controversial. I do have a book coming out later this year on this. I think there's only two gods to choose from. You either are worshiping something that's greater or higher than you, bigger than
Yeah.
you, or it's yourself. The devil it works for God. I think it's you to you. And this is where why is the relationship falling apart? Because your moral compass is
Yep.
just my own. I make up the rules. I want what I want. I'm the center of everything. What about me? Me, me,
Yep.
me. Yeah, that's your other thing. You pray to your phone.
Yep.
You worship yourself and
Yep.
your algorithms, your behaviors, your beliefs. Everything goes to me. And when you're ruled by a moral compass that's only about you, no wonder nobody else is good enough because the
Yep.
reality is you don't like you and you're
Ugh.
projecting that
I
onto
know.
others and then telling other people they need to feel as bad about themselves as I feel about me because you're not fixing something I need to fix for myself, which makes you not good enough. And so I'll punish you for my inability to
Mm.
have any moral morality or moral compass of goodness. And I'll just make it all about what I want. And I'll do
And
anything to anyone that I feel like it justifiably.
I remember when you had this like this come to you in this realization. I was like, I don't know. Like, because we'll challenge each other. He's a natural challenger, but I'll also will challenge him. Like, ah, that doesn't seem. I don't think that that's right. Like, let me think about that. Let me do my own challenging of this. And you guys, sometimes we don't want to agree with something or someone because we don't want it to be right. But it's everywhere. It's everywhere. If you look at how people are, what are they worshiping? At least believe in something, right? I know some people are like, well, I believe in myself. Well, don't worship yourself though. But when you look at everything that people are doing, and maybe it's even you, the amount of time that people are on these phones
Mm.
and on social media,
Let's show them what a
and
prayer looks like.
yeah, completely disconnected from kids, completely disconnected from spouses, completely disconnected from your own life spiritually. Like, if you just look at your screen time alone, screen time is for you. Look at your social media time. That is you doing something for you. What, it's everywhere. It's not even social media. It's, um, and this one's going to be like, this one's a little bit like, I don't know if I should say this one. But it's luxury goods. It's name brand things. It's the selfie pictures of myself. I used to do that shit too. I used to post pictures of myself all the time. For what? To serve myself. If you are someone that's posting pictures constantly on social media of yourself, who is it for?
Yeah, attention is it's a
It
monster of a
it's
drug.
and
It's a
it is,
monster. Who do you serve?
who do you serve? So, I mean, it's everywhere. When you start looking at it through this lens, like, and you take out the justifications because people will try to justify why they do the things that they do. Who are you serving?
You can tell by the names on this. I've talked about this on this show a few times. I'm like, well, if somebody is a content creator and I want to get more of their informations and notifications, what do I have to do?
Follow?
Follow.
Yep.
So I'll hit follow,
Mm-hmm.
follow. And so the creator and the person who follows, I'm following who do you follow? Which
Yep.
creator do you follow?
Yep.
And it's interesting when you say like, this is the creator and I'm worshiping, I mean following the person who's creating content. You're like,
But
wait a second.
but
How many hours do you pray to that person's content?
there are more people spending more time in other people's fucking business on TikTok than they are in their own business. Get out of everybody else's business and start taking care of your own. Do that because maybe then we'll have a little bit of a chance. And it's these simple things. And it's, you're on social media, but you have someone that runs social media, or sometimes I'll help with it occasionally, but you're so disconnected from social media. And it's the nonsense that is, people act like this is their real lives. You guys have got it wrong. If you think that this person that you've never met in your life, you've never met, that is choosing to show you their highlight reels, you think that they've got it figured out. I'm telling you, they don't. I'm telling you, they don't. I've met way too many people that put the family photos up that show that they've got it figured out, had 2, 3, 4 million followers. I'm telling you, these people are human beings and they are fucking up just as much as the rest of
Yeah,
us.
I have to pull people who are successful out of the fire.
Like, again, who are you worshiping? Like, who are you following? It's okay to like people, but like the energy that these people are putting into these creators or these other people that they've never met, the energy should be in your own home. Like, whatever needs of healing that you need to do, because if you're in your phone that much, you're distracting for some reason. There's a distraction that's happening. And I know because I also used to do that. If you find yourself in your phone too much, you're hiding from something.
There's a denial in your life. And the phone is an addiction
It is.
because distraction is
Yep.
body side. It takes your minutes away from you. And the denial of, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to bring up the past. I don't want to have the argument. I don't want to have their feelings get hurt. Whatever the denial is, and you just go right into distraction, you're doing a drug.
Yeah.
And it shows you're an addict. If you want to watch, if you guys don't think if you guys think you're not an addict, if you guys don't think so, um, put your phone in like a safe for 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Just both of you don't touch your phone for 48 hours and watch who starts tweaking first. I bet you're like, oh God,
It's
they start tweaking out. They like start wigging out, like withdrawal. You see people
it's
start like having like they'll start shaking and stuff. They'll start having like heroin
you
withdrawals
know,
without their phone.
yeah, 100%. I think too, you know that we're going the wrong way as in humanity if we have a device that we have to pay for. We're having this thing break up our marriage. We're having this thing take us from our kids. We're having this thing getting us fired from our jobs. What are we doing? What are we doing? Put the fucking thing down. Just put it down. Delete a couple apps. Be with your family.
It's the simplicity. It's the basics.
Because how many times you go to a family thing and everybody's just scrolling anyway?
I'm like the weirdest guy. Whenever we go to the tournament stuff
Yeah.
for like the volleyball tournaments, I'm usually bringing a book and reading
Yeah.
a book there. How
Mm-hmm.
many other people do you think aren't bringing anything like that's not their phone?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
I'm like, I don't need my phone. I want to read this book.
Yeah.
And so I look like the weirdest dude ever, and I do not give a
Yeah.
shit.
And and I well, you can take it however you want. I was about to say, like, I catch myself sometimes, like, I don't want to come off as being judgmental. You take it however you want. I'm not judging. I'm calling it what it is. Um, that's just that's the world we live in. I know everybody sees it, but just remember, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's still not happening.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you make good points. I'm very proud of you too, because this is a nasty one. It's everywhere. It's a hard one too, and I know like I watch your ability to scroll on even like Facebook or whatever. I'm like I just don't have the fortitude to
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm like even just watching you next to me doing like a scroll, and I'm like yeah, I'm already my energy's already lower, and I'm not even on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I laugh because like my screen time for social media is only when my guys in the group will send a funny video, and like my screen time is somewhere between like 5 and 10 minutes a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't.
I don't like it. And so I'm grateful to have people run the social media for us because it's not about me. And this is why I really enjoy when people join our actual courses and hang out with us and do
Yeah.
our classes because they're like these people really do the fucked up deep hole everyone's in depression and anxiety and their couples are relationships dying like these people go to the deep end of hell to help people and I'm not worried about likes or subscribes or follows or any of that shit because that doesn't help people. It doesn't help people. But she even saw today. I called, one of our friends' daughters was
Mm-hmm.
really struggling. I'm like, I'll just be there for her because that's what you do.
Yeah.
People haven't seen enough people who are good givers just give to give but not because I have an expectation of reciprocity. I'm not going to be like all right well now I'm going to call her dad and he owes me now he's in my
It-
pocket now. It's like no, you help a kid because a
that's
kid
it.
needs help.
Like,
That's what you do.
do the right thing, and also the golden rule, like, can still apply. Like, for those of you as the maybe have not heard that in a while, the golden rule, look it up. It is a thing. It is a thing.
For the negative side, yeah.
Huh?
For the negative side,
Yeah.
my three rules. Number
Yeah.
three is golden rule, but they also mix it up too. Is don't do shitty things to people that you don't want done to you. But the other side that I added to it to make sure it's solid, because this is where people goof it up the most, is don't be shitty to you in a way you wouldn't want other people shitty to you. That's the one people goof up the most, is because people be like, well, I didn't do something bad to somebody else. And I'm like, were you mean to you today? Oh, I was
Yeah.
fucking evil to me
Good.
today. You're like, yeah. Do you like when people are evil to you? No. then don't do that to you
Yep.
also. And the same thing with love thy neighbor as you love yourself, or love others as you'd want to be loved.
Mm-hmm.
We're real good at being nice to other people and loving other people and
Mm-hmm.
being forgiving and accepting of other people. Like, are you kind to you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I'm not as forgiving to myself, and I'm a little meaner to myself, and I'm not okay with me, and I don't really like me that much. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you want to share love with others, but can't even accept it for yourself. You're missing a very key element of
Mm-hmm.
connection here. So, golden rule and loving others as you love yourself. Those are rule 2 and 3. Number one is love something that's great. Have a moral compass and love God first.
Yep.
Again, God is relationship, not religion. He's not denomination. We're not saying there's a certain church or belief system you have to go to. He's already in here. He's in there. It's spirit and connection. It's not you have to have permission from a person. He's already in there. And I've helped a lot of people find God because he was
I
waiting
know.
for you. He's not at a certain building.
Yep.
You don't need permission from somebody who is trying to be hip pastor or somebody who's over the top clergy. You don't need permission to find God.
Yep.
Even Jesus was very specific about this. He's like, if you're going to pray, go to your room and close the door and talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Matthew 7:7, what do? I ask questions. He'll give you answers. Knock on the door. He'll answer it. He'll open the door. Seek him. You'll find him. Where is he? He's waiting for you like a good dad. Hey,
Yeah.
what do you need, kid?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that when you have a moral compass of be better every day, goodness, be better than you were every day. I'm working on me. You're
Yep.
working on you. That works for us. And then I'm going to love you. I'm going to love you so
Yep.
deep because I'm going to love you every fucking day in the way that I want someone to love, but I also work in loving me. And I got to be so good on taking care of me that when you love me back, I can receive it.
Yep.
Like I'm not in
So
the
good.
way going like I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. Like I
Yep.
don't have that. I'm like, yeah, my baby loves me. I love
Yep.
my baby. And then now that with the surrender and the fall and I'm all in and all of that stuff, I can't even fucking imagine hurting you.
Same.
Like that's like me punching my own
Yep.
face, considering anything that I would argue with you about. Like it
Yep.
doesn't matter how stupid. Like when you bumped into me at the Tupperware lid and it broke,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to look and go like, all right, it's the person I love the most on earth and a broken Tupperware lid. Am I going to hurt the person I love the most on this planet who loves me and I love her over this Tupperware lid? And you look at it and you say it out loud and you're like, that would be so stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can buy
Yeah.
more Tupperware, but why would you hurt the heart of someone who you love and they love over a thing?
Yeah.
And so many of you guys, it'll be over the smallest dumb thing that you will destroy a heart that loves you.
Yep. Or not doing something, not unloading the dishwasher when you specifically told them to. It's not,
Fucking
life
dishes.
is not about emptying a dishwasher and like being able to power over someone
How did
for
they
a
get a
quick,
dishwasher?
yeah, yeah,
Who got the fucking where did the
right.
dishwasher come from? There's a dishwasher.
Blessed,
I've installed dishwashers.
blessed.
We have it was a fucking $1,000 and I had to do
Yeah,
wiring, I had to do
yeah,
the plumbing. There's a lot to a dishwasher. It's
yeah,
not like a plug it in.
yeah. But,
How did you guys get a dishwasher? That's
but,
incredible.
but I think we,
So silly.
it's so silly, but some of those things used to be important to even us. Like, where exactly do those pans go and what cabinet and all this
Mhm.
nonsense. But once you surrender and you can fall in love with your person, you'll realize none of that shit matters. None of it matters. Not a dish not being clean enough, the floor not being swept or mopped the way that I expect. None of it matters. It doesn't matter. If something happens to him and he was gone tomorrow, I will never be like, how come you didn't pick that up correctly? Come on. What are we fighting about? Like, it's not that serious.
Your
It's
beard hair
not.
was in the sink.
I would, and then you'd give anything to have that beard hair the next day.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, I learned that. Like she's a lot messier than me with just her general lifestyle. Go look at her office. You'll see the difference immediately.
yeah,
Her side of the room
it is.
noticeably more chaotic than my side. And if anything happened to her, I'd probably mess up that side of the room just because I miss you.
Yeah.
Like I'd miss your mess. I mean, that's my
Yeah.
baby's mess. Like that's my favorite
Yeah.
person in the world's confirmation of their existence, and I don't control her.
Yeah.
Like she's got her side, I got my side, and we'll team up too because she'll get tired of her own mess, and then
Yeah.
she'll get in a clean mode and clean the whole room. I'm like, looks good,
Throw
bitch. She's
everything
like,
away.
and then you do the same thing always.
Yeah.
You're like, it feels so good when it's like this, and I'm like, I know, baby, you got it, and I just support you no matter what.
Yeah.
But could you imagine? I'm gonna go like, hey, there's a shirt on the floor here and I'm gonna hurt the person I love the most in the world. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna tear you down. I'm gonna nag at you. I'm gonna
No.
destroy you.
No.
I'm gonna make you feel terrible because of this freaking piece of cloth on the
It's so
floor
silly.
is enough for me to destroy a heart that I care
Yeah.
about.
It really shows you to yourself at that point.
It shows you who you are.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, what you say a lot is it shows you how you love.
Yeah, the way that
Ugh.
yeah, that shows you how you love. When you call your partner names, that's how you love. When you do the silent treatment, that's the way that you love people. When you talk behind their back and you say, "Oh, my husband's not good" or "My wife's not good," that's how you love.
Yeah.
When you um when you just you're two-faced, when you lie to them, when you can't handle the truth, when they share something with you and you attack them for it, if you get triggered and you have to do harm to them, if you have to justify your behavior for some reason, um, if you ever do stuff to tear your person down, nag, complain, bitch, moan, just do stuff to make them feel bad on purpose, that's how you love people.
Hmm.
That's not them. That's you. And that's how you love.
Yeah.
You're fucking evil and call it relationship. You're the reason somebody has past trauma because you're just perpetuating your own projection, which is so ironic. Projection is so funny, pushing your pain onto others, and somehow
Hmm.
you're the hero.
Yeah.
Doi.
Sad.
So it's common. It's everywhere.
I know.
You just watch people just push their hurt and control onto others. They can't do acceptance and they do command instead of connect,
Hmm.
and they try to just tell everybody what they should and shouldn't be doing instead of really seeking to go like, hey, baby, what's the plan here? What are you doing? I want to understand and empathize with you before I start correcting you and controlling you.
Hmm.
And we don't get that far.
Yeah.
And I think it's a testament to like that was a big part of surrender. Surrender. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You're really gonna hurt someone you love over what again? Tupperware?
Hmm.
A dish? Trifold towels? A dishwasher? A shirt? Some socks? That's what you're gonna do? Well, before you start complaining to them, why don't you see who you worship and check your screen time? Because before you start telling other people how bad they are, why don't you go ahead and see who you serve? Because I bet you, if you're trying to tell everybody how bad they are, you're probably doing the thing. Look in the mirror.
Hmm.
Your circumstances, they don't define you, they reveal you to yourself. And that shows you how you love. It shows you who you are. And it shows you why you probably shouldn't be in a relationship. This
Hmm.
means surrender. You got to let go of all your old bullshit, all of it. That's the only way you'll ever find each other. And you got to be able to like look and see each other with your eyes closed. Like she's gorgeous to me. This is my baby. But look at each other with your eyes closed. See your soul, see your heart, see your thoughts. I gotta listen to you. I want to hear
Hmm.
you. I want to relate. I want to connect. I want to empathize. I want to be able to like understand. There's so many elements of you of like, what's going on with my person, and we're so different.
Hmm.
We're so different on things, and we don't
Yeah.
agree on everything. We disagree on things, and it's not an argument. I just like I
Right.
love you, and I don't agree with you. I just think it's a different way. And we
Yeah.
don't have to be mad that two people who grew up in two completely different ends of the world with completely different upbringing, different friends, different parents, different schools, different teachers, different experiences, different personality types, different processors, and somehow we're supposed to think everything the same way.
Hmm. No.
Riddle me that. How the
Yeah.
hell do you guys expect them to be just like you when nothing about you two is the same?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it only make sense that we see it from a different point of view? And that's beautiful
Mm-hmm.
because sees things I don't see. And of course, I'll be resistant, but I have to fall on my face. And then she'll see things, and I'll go, babe, it's right there. And she has to fall on her face. And I'm like, I'm always here for you. Fall on your face, just like I do. And we're there for each
Yeah.
other, even though we have to go. I hear you. I got a hard way this one. And you're like, well, go for it, babe. I love you. I don't have to go like, you never listen to me. I'm gonna get mad because you didn't see it how
Yeah.
I see it. I'm like,
No.
I shared. I love you. I
Yeah.
care with you. Go for it. And when it all gets really, really tough,
Yeah.
I got you. Like, bring it to me. I got you. It's okay. I got you, babe. Bring it here.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, everything is so stressful. And I'm like, you know who's got you?
Mm-hmm. You do.
I do. Get over here. I got it's okay. I got you.
Yeah.
And then I'll give it to God and we'll work together and the team is solid because I'm the vehicle. She's the fuel. God's the way. I'm the how,
Yeah.
you're the why.
Yeah.
Together we are fucking invincible. We're unstoppable. I said,
Yeah.
bring it the fuck on. But
Absolutely.
it didn't do that until we surrendered to each other and understand heart side and spirit side. Surrender is ultra power. Any Dragon Ball nerds, that Super Saiyan is on surrender, heart and spirit side. Mind and body never surrender, right? Because you'll quit, you'll give up, you'll run away, you'll hide, you'll suppress, you'll retreat. That's not good on your mind and your body side. That's not good. That's true failure. But on heart and spirit side, when I get on in here, full surrender, all in, faith, 100%, no
Yeah.
questions, unbeatable. We fight every day together,
Yeah.
not each other.
No.
And this is where I say, I don't care what comes our way.
Yeah.
This team's gonna fight
We
it
got it.
together. We got it.
We got it. And in hopes too, with three teenage daughters, that we're showing them the first part of their life, they probably didn't see the best relationship, but the second part of their lives, they're like, damn, I hope I know they see we're different.
I'm glad that we're the weird parent.
Yeah, yeah, they're so weird.
I love you deep though, baby.
Yeah.
I love you deep.
Yeah, I love you too.
All right, let's do some dinner.
Sounds good.
All right, I love you.
Love you.
Love the shit. I love the shit out of you. All right, go love your person. Go be there for your.
Yeah.
I hope that
This is kind of fun.
hanging out with my
Sunday
baby.
night.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. You get to see my girl. This is the hey babe, which we'll do more videos. I pulled back on those on purpose because I'm on my purpose, and I've got 2 books that'll be coming out this year. We've got a lot more stuff we'll do later on, but I wanted to make sure that before we start doing any hypocrisy like we've talked about with other people, I wanted to make sure our Rubik's Cube is solved. Mind, heart, body, spirit, health, wealth, love, happiness, leadership, family,
Yeah.
connection. Like we have our shit together and we're not going to go out there unless our shit is solid. And I'm not worried about things messing it up because we work together to solve it.
Yeah.
But this is where she's noticing and I'm noticing there's a lot of people who are like, check out my greens. And you're like, well, what's going on with the rest of your cube? Like, I don't, no, I got greens.
Yeah.
You're like, you're not complete. And so we really pulled back this year. I wanted to make sure before we go out there and start doing real work that we have our sides done.
Hmm.
And we don't ever do anything to tell anybody how to do things
No.
that we don't do.
Yeah.
It's in our creed, our
Yeah.
warrior creed, that we don't push people up to where we haven't been. We only pull to where we are because I can't give you advice that I've never done.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Agreed.
And so thank you for being my why. Simon Sinek, this is my why. This is my baby. That's my why. I've got a deep, strong purpose, but
You do.
you are my person.
You're my person.
And I'm glad that we surrendered to each
Oh
other
my God, me too.
because who we were was not compatible. We were
We had
both
we would have been a
terrible.
very different place, completely different life.
But once we let that shit
Oh,
go and we full surrender to each other, I'm
yeah.
not the same human being I was.
I know.
And neither are you.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah.
Proud of us for that.
Me too.
And I hope you guys get proud of each other for that.
Yeah.
Let it go. And man, you'll
Yeah.
level
You guys can do it.
off
Yep.
the charts.
Absolutely.
All right. Go dominate, guys,
All right.
and go have a good night, day, week, whatever.